Welcome to lectures on digital electronics. We have discussed in the previous class TTL NAND gate, open collector TTL NAND gate, totem pole output TTL NAND gate. Their characteristics, truth table, and applications we have discussed. Now, objective of this lesson is CMOS NAND gate with a circuit diagram comparing the TTL, CMOS, ECL logic families and IC numbers of different digital ICs we are going to study. The difference between the CMOS and TTL NAND gate we have to discuss. In the CMOS NAND gate, first we discuss how the CMOS structure is there, how it is manufactured, what are the manufacturing stages of CMOS, how the P channel MOS and N channel MOS are manufactured in the same semiconductor material, and how the internal connections are made, and how does that CMOS transistor works, and in that NMOS we will see, and their symbols, and PMOS we study PMOS and its a symbol, and the difference between NMOS and PMOS and their physical structures, and also the behavior of the CMOS NAND gate, how it is how a inverter is some functions are implemented with the CMOS we are going to study. So the term CMOS stands for complementary metal oxide semiconductor, hence CMOS. CMOS technology is one of the most popular technology in the computer chip design industry and broadly used today to form integrated circuits in numerous and varied applications. In the integrated circuit technology, I told you that a single piece of material, semiconductor material, either silicon or germanium is taken, and into that many number of gates are integrated or built into that same single piece of semiconductor material. So as the integration, as the amount of integration increases, then the number of gates that can be manufactured in the device, in the semiconductor device, is increased. Today's computer memories, CPUs, and cell phones make use of this technology due to several key advantages. And memory design mostly done with CMOS transistors. And cell phones, manufacturing cell phones and computers, CPUs, central processing units, those are all manufactured with the help of CMOS technology. And in this CMOS technology, there are two types of transistors available: P channel transistor, N channel MOS transistor. And this is the dominant semiconductor technology for microprocessors, microcontroller chips, memories like RAM, ROM, EEPROM, and application specific integrated circuits. And microprocessors, mainly the advanced microprocessors now available CPUs are i7, i5, i3, Pentium processors. All these are the microprocessors which are the main CPUs in computer, personal computer. And these processors basically manufactured using this technology. And the microcontrollers are CPUs with peripheral devices like RAM, ROM, IO ports, like that. So, such features, additional features, are inbuilt into the microcontroller chip, and this simple this semiconductor material into which lakhs of gates are integrated so that on a single chip the computer is available. So, in the memory design, RAM, random access memory, and ROM, read only memory, and EEPROM, electrically erasable, programmable read only memory. These types of and other types also available, which are manufactured with the help of CMOS technology. RAM is volatile memory, ROM is non volatile memory. That means whenever the power is off, whatever the data that is stored in the RAM is erased. Whereas in the ROM, read only memory, whenever data is stored, that data is permanently resides, and whenever the power goes off, then there is no disturbance to the data in the room. And we have variety of rooms available, and that is EEPROM and UV like that. Those can be manufactured with the help of CMOS. And application specific integrated circuits, ASIC technology, that is, whenever a particular application is to be designed, let it be designed, and after its design, that can be manufactured in a single piece of semiconductor CMOS, semiconductor material with the CMOS technology. So let us see CMOS transistor. In this, a single semiconductor material, how the NMOS and PMOS transistors are built with the help of CMOS manufacturing technology. Let us consider here. This is NMOS. In the NMOS, observe here. First, a p-type substrate is taken like this. This is the p-type substrate. The overall, this is total initially p-type substrate. This total piece of semiconductor material is the p-type substrate. Once it is taken, a highly doping is done, p-type doping is done, hence forming a p-well like this. From here to here a p-well is there. If you observe, this is the p-well, this total is the p-well. After that, what it is done is, in the p-well region, once again n-well region is formed like this. This is the n-well region, this is the n-well region. And then in the p-well region, a highly doping n-type regions, n plus regions are formed like this. These are the n plus regions, two n plus regions formed in the p-well region. And p plus highly doping of holes, p-type impurities are induced into this, diffused into this by forming p plus region in the L-well region. And after that, here a gate, silicon dioxide, here material is formed here. And a gate is metal contact gate is formed here. This is the gate. Here also same gate is formed. And this is treated as drain, this is treated as source, and this is treated as source, and this is treated as drain in the PMOS and NMOS transistors. And after that, so here this is the n channel. You see, between n plus regions, a n channel is enhanced into the region while working. And this in this p-type channel is formed with the enhanced type, because it is enhanced type transistors. Now whenever the channel is formed, while after applying the required voltages, then the charge carriers, majority charge carriers, uh, that is n electrons are developed in this region and starts flowing in the n channel. And in the whole, in the p-type mass, holes are formed and they starts conducting between source and drain. So this is a CMOS transistor. Just a brief introduction to this. Now you see the symbols of NMOS transistor is this. Observe here, there is no bubble here, there is no bubble here, hence it is NMOS. Here is the bubble is available, this is the bubble here available. So this bubble makes it identification that PMOS transistor. This is the PMOS transistor. Next, CMOS working principle. In CMOS technology, both N-type and P-type transistors are used to design logic functions. The same signal which turns on a transistor of N-type, one type, is used to turn off a transistor of the other type. For example, if the N-type PMOS, NPMOS, NMOS and PMOS, if One is turned on, other will be off. That is the idea. This characteristic allows the design of logic devices using only simple switches without the need for pull-up resistor. There is no requirement of pull-up resistors here. Now, in the CMOS logic gates, a collection of N-type MOSFETs is arranged in a pull-down network between the output and the low voltage power supply rail, that is VSS, that is often called ground. Instead of the load resistor of NMOS logic gates, CMOS logic gates have a collection of P-type MOSFETs in a pull-up network between the output and the higher voltage rail, that is named VDD. So you have to remember that here there are pull down network which is connected to ground, and which this network consists of NMOS transistors, and there is another network that is pull up network without that is, instead of using resistor pull ups, we use pull up network active pull ups, that is P type PMOS. PMOSFETs are used in the pull up network, and these are connected to the higher voltage, that is VDD. If both a P type and N type transistor have their gates connected to the same input, the P type MOSFET will be on when the N type MOSFET is off, and vice versa. The networks are arranged such that one is on and the other is off for any input pattern. Let us consider here, for example, so here this is the P type transistor. This is the N type transistor. What normally done is these two, uh, this is connected to VDD, and this is connected to ground, generally ground, and this is the output Y, and these two gates are, for example, they are connected to a common A. Let us observe here, if A equals to 0, whenever A equals to 0 means this P type will be conducting, N type will be off. That means it is off. This is conducting. This is conducting. P type. Hence, the output Y is connected to VDD. It is connected to VDD. That means whenever A equals to 0, Y equals to 1. For example, if A equals to 1, A equals to 1, then what happens is this N type mass will conduct, and this P type mass does not conduct. Because it is not conducting, there is no connection to output to VDD. Because it is conducting down, N mass is conducting, Y is connected to ground. That means output Y equals to 0. So this is the inverter. This is the inverter we have described. So that is, if A is the input, Y is the output. This is the inverter, not gate with the CMOS. So that is a, if both P and N type transistors have their gates connected to the same input. Okay, if one is on means other one is off. So this is the general diagram of CMOS network. Observe here, all the PMOS transistors are the pull-ups. You see, this is the pull-up network and this is the pull-down network which is connected to ground. This pull-up network is connected to VDD. And you see all the gates are together. PMOS NMOS gate is connected to shorted and connected and called as input 0 and input 1, input 2 and so on like this up to input n minus 1. So these are the general diagram for the CMOS network. So CMOS NAND gate, let us consider. We have seen CMOS NOT gate. Let us consider CMOS NAND gate. It consists of two series NMOS transistors between output Y and ground and two parallel PMOS transistors between output Y and VDD. If either input A or B is logic 0, at least one of the NMOS transistors will be off, breaking the path from Y to ground. But at least one of the NMOS, one of the PMOS transistors will be on, creating a path from Y to VDD. The output Y will be high in that case. If both the inputs are high, both of the NMOS transistors will be on and both of the PMOS transistors will be off. Hence, the output will be logic 0. Let us consider this is the two input NAND gate schematic we have taken. Here we have to connect here VDD. This is the VDD point. This is the VDD. So this is the symbol of the NAND gate here, and you can bubbled input OR gate is also equivalent to NAND gate. Now observe here the circuit. There are two series NMOS transistors here available. Drain source, drain source. Source is grounded here. This is the source point, grounded. And observe here, here in the top network, we have two PMOS transistors. Bubbled input gates are called PMOS. Here, these are the PMOS. These two PMOSs are connected as parallel in the case. Now, after connecting like this, parallel in the top and series in the bottom, what you have to do is you have to take gate of the first transistors. This is the first one PMOS, this is the first NMOS. Both the gates are shorted together like this, and it is called as A. It is A. Similarly, the gate of second PMOS, this is taken and it is shorted with gate of NMOS here, and it is called as B. This is the B. Okay. So after this connection AB, the output here Y, this is the output we have taken Y, and Y equals to A dot B bar. We got. Now let us see the operation. When 0 0, let us consider here A equals to 0, B equals to 0. What happens? Pull down transistors. Pull down means NMOS. NMOS transistors, what happens? Pull up network, what happens? What is the output? Let us consider. Pull down network are off. This is the off. Pull down network is off, and pull up network, that is PMOS transistors, are on. So whenever 0 volts is connected to PMOS gate, then it is switched on. It is switched on. When 0, the same 0 volts, 0 0 means 0 volts. Now let us see here. Let us go back and understand. 0 0. Here 0 0 means A is 0. A is 0. This 0 is going to PMOS here and NMOS here. The PMOS, what happens to the PMOS? PMOS is switched on because it is bubbled. Bubble means if 0 is there means this is switched on. This is NMOS, because it is 0 volts, it does not conduct. It is off. So this is off, this is off, this is on. Similarly, B input is 0. That means 0 means this transistor PMOS is switched on, and because this 0 is coming to NMOS, NMOS is switched off. So that means these pull-ups are switched on, pull-downs are switched off. So that means this output Y, because both are conducting, this output Y is connected to VDD. Here this is connected to VDD. That means high. Output Y equals to high, 1. That means 0 0 means output Y equals to 1. So this is the NAND operation. Similarly, let us take 0 1. Here 0 means input A is 0 means this gate is switched on and this gate is switched off. This NMOS is switched off, this PMOS is switched on. And this one B is 1. B is 1 means this is switched on and this is switched off, because high voltage switches off, this is switched off. So observe here, output Y does not connected to ground. There is no connection here because this NMOS is off. This NMOS is off means output Y does not connect to ground, but because this PMOS is on, one PMOS is on means this output Y connects to VDD. Here VDD is there. That means output is 1. That means whenever 0, 1 input combination, output is 1. We got this. Similarly, let us take 1 0 1 0. The same case, 1 0 means this is switched off, this is also switched off, and 1 0. Let us take this one is coming to here, that means this is switched off. This one is coming to here, this means this is switched on. And this 0 is coming here, this is switched on. And this 0 is coming to NMOS, this is switched off. Hence, the output Y connects to VDD through this transistor like this. Like this. Hence, for 1 0 combination, the output is 1. Let us consider for 1 1 combination. Here is the 1, here is the 1. That means both are 1 means this is not conducting, this also does not conduct. Only these two are conducting. 2 are conducting means Y is connected to ground. Y is connected to ground. So like this is the truth table. I just explained the same truth table holds good. Compare the TTL, CMOS and ECL logic families. So here the basic gate in the TTL is NAND. For ECL, OR NOR gates are possible. For CMOS, NAND is possible, NOR is possible. Fan in for TTL, 12 to 14 possible fan in. For ECL, it is up to 10, greater than 10. For CMOS, it is greater than 10 fan in. Fan out for TTL, it is 10. For ECL, 25. CMOS 50. So this is the fan out capability, driving capability of different gates. Now power dissipation for TTL it is 10 and milliwatts. It is for ECL it is 175. For CMOS 0.001. This is very important. You see, very less power dissipation. Very less power dissipation. And the noise margin here 0.5 volts here. For the CCL it is 0.16. It is 1.5 volts noise margin. So this is the highest. That means this is also good parameter we can get. Fan out also good parameter for the CMOS. Propagation delay. Propagation delay is for TTL 10 nanosecond. It is lowest 3 nanosecond, less than 3 nanoseconds. It is the 15 highest. That means CMOS is disadvantageous when speed is concerned. The highest speed is ECL. It is giving us high speed. And noise immunity for TTL it is very good, and for ECL it is good, and CMOS excellent. You see, these are the excellent parameters values of CMOS. Hence it it is used widely in all technologies in building digital systems. Now let us see IC numbers of different two input digital IC logic gates. So this is the objective. So now already we have discussed in the earlier classes, so different IC numbers and the series of different ICs and the types of the number of gates that are integrated in a particular ICs. So now let us see once again, the TTL ICs are designated by the numbers from 74NN. 74NN means in all a few hundred types of 7400 series integrated circuits are available. Example 7400, 7401, 7408, like that. There are many types of ICs available, which we will discuss later. Now, coming into the detailed IC number, name, and corresponding gates which are manufactured. For the 7400, observe here 7400 quad 2 input NAND gates are manufactured. That means quad means 4. In a single piece of semiconductor material, in a single piece of semiconductor material, 4 NAND gates, 4 NAND gates are manufactured. So this IC is named as 7400. And 7402, this is the quad 2 input NOR gates. 7404, hex inverter, that means 6 NOT gates. 7408, quad 2 input AND gates, that is 4 AND gates. 7432, quad 2 input OR gate, that means 4 OR gates. 7486, quad 2 input XOR gates. So these are the XOR gates for a 7486. Now these are the 74 series ICs available in the market. Now CMOS logic chips have a 4-digit part number that begins with the number 4 and often called 4000 series chips. As with the 7400 series of TTL logic chips, several hundred types of 4000 series chips are available. So important point you have to remember is CMOS ICs are 4000 ICs, 4000 series ICs, and TTL ICs are 7400 ICs. Let us consider CMOS ICs. 4001, this is the 2 input quad NOR gate, that means 4 NOR gates are manufactured in a single piece of semiconductor material. 4 NOR gates, 4 NOR gates, each is 2 input, like this. Such 4 numbers are manufactured in a single piece of semiconductor material. 4009, this is hex inverter. Hex means 6. 6 NOT gates are integrated in the 4009 IC. 4011, quad 2 input NAND gates. So this is for NAND gates. 4 NAND gates. 4030 quad 2 input XOR gates. That means 4 XOR gates are manufactured in 4000. Now 4071 quad, this is the quad 2 input OR gate. That means 4 OR gates are integrated into 4071. And next 4077 quad 2 input exclusive NOR gates, XNOR gates. So XNOR gates are manufactured into 4077. And 4081 quad 2 input AND gates, 4 AND gates are manufactured in this IC like this. Now let us see in detail. Consider this is the 7400 TTL IC. This is the TTL 7400 IC. It has 14 pins. Left side 7 pins, right side this is the right side, other side 7 pins. And always we have to number, always we have to number from notch. Here if you observe, here is the notch, here is the notch. Okay, let me show you in the figure. In the IC real diagram you see the notch. In both the diagrams you can observe notch. Here is the notch. From the notch you have to put it notch top position upside, and this is the bottom side, and you count on left side from 1 2 3 4 5 6 7, and whenever comes to right side you have to count like this: 8 9 10 11 12 13 14. Observe here, for example we have taken 7400. If it is 7401 7438 like that, whatever it may be, the number of gates that are integrated are looks like this, like this. You see NAND gate, 4 NAND gates are there: 1 2 3 4. So there are 4 NAND gates available to us. Four NAND gates. Observe here, first NAND gate. In the first NAND gate, inputs are here 1 2. These 2 pins are inputs, and output pin is this. Third pin is the output pin for this NAND gate. For the second NAND gate, fourth pin, fifth pin are inputs, and sixth pin is output, and seventh pin is the ground. This is the ground, and 14th pin is power supply. Ground and power supply, these 2 pins. So let us see third NAND gate. This is the third NAND gate, and 9 10, these 2 are inputs, and the 8th pin is the output. Similarly, fourth NAND gate we have 12 13 are the inputs, and 11th pin is the output. So these are the NAND gates. Similarly, 4001. This is the 4001 CMOS. This is the CMOS. CMOS IC 4001. The 4001, similarly you can observe NOR gates. You see, this is, let us consider here, this is the first NOR gate, second, third, fourth NOR gate, and inputs of the first NOR gate, let us observe A1, B1 is, both the pins are inputs, and Q1 is the output of this NOR gate. Similarly, other three NOR gates we can observe. Summary. So far we have discussed CMOS NAND gate with a circuit diagram comparing the TTL, CMOS and ECL logic families, and the widely used one is the CMOS, and IC numbers also we have discussed different IC number 7400 series and 74 series and 4 series. So with this, let us conclude this lesson. Thank you.